This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe, welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this day, December 29th, 1982, Bear Bryant, the legendary Bear Bryant, would coach his last game in history. Bear Bryant was a legendary coach for Alabama. But a lot of people actually forget that Bear Bryant didn't always coach for Bama. He actually was the main head coach for Texas A&M from 1954 to 1957. So there was actually a story about it. They went through a 1-9 season in 1954. That was the year of the infamous training camp at Junction, Texas. The survivors were given the name Junction Boys. However, he led A&M to the Southwest Conference Championship, making them go to the Cotton Bowl automatically as the SWC champion, and even had John David Crow, their historic running back, win the Heisman Trophy. So anyway, despite the fact that he did well with Texas A&M, he actually took the head coaching position in Alabama. And Bryant said when he returned to his alma mater, Alabama, Mama called, and when Mama calls, you just have to come running. And it worked. In Bryant's first year with Bama, they were 5-4-1. Not bad, but I mean, that was pretty good. And in 1959, his second season with Bama, he got them to the Liberty Bowl, which was the inaugural Liberty Bowl. And then a couple years later, in 1961, he beat Arkansas in the Sugar Bowl to claim the national championship. Pissing me off, of course, if I was an Arkansas fan. From 62 to 64, Alabama looked good with Joe Namath at quarterback. They did share the national title with Arkansas in 64, which makes me happy. Makes me smile. So anyway, Alabama won the national championship in 1964, but they lost to Texas in the Orange Bowl. Now, of course, this was the fact that before 1968, the AP and UPI bowls gave their championships before the bowl games. So the AP would cease and all that. But Alabama did what they could. And all that. Bear Bryant would be huge and all that. The problem with Bear Bryant is he would refuse to recruit black players, and it looked pretty bad. Bryant said that, there was a social climate and the presence of Governor George Wallace in Alabama, who was a segregationist. All that. By 1969, he was able to do so, and it worked out. Alabama won the 1971. Were undefeated in the regular season 71, but lost to Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. He split the 73 national title championship with Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame did beat Bama in the Sugar Bowl. And then the UPI said that its final poll will be after the bowl games. So, anyway, yeah. The 1978 Alabama Crimson Tide team won that famous matchup with number 1 Penn State in the Sugar Bowl with the goal line stand. And then he won his 6th national title in 1980 after beating Arkansas in the Sugar Bowl. So winning 6 national titles, 61, 64, 65, 73, 78, and 79. He was amazing and all that. Unfortunately, Bryant's health would be terrible and all that. He was a heavy smoker and drinker most of his life, and his health declined in the 70s. Unfortunately, he couldn't get sober for a while. All that. And he had troublesome and all that. But anyway, Alabama coming into the 1982 Liberty Bowl were 7-4. They lost their last 3 games, forced to go to the Liberty Bowl to face Illinois from the Big Ten. Ray Perkins was ready to take over the helm from Bear Bryant, who had been around for Bama for 25 years. It was covered here. Illinois had Tony Eason, future New England Patriots quarterback. And anyway, first time since 1964. So anyway, the first quarter started. Well, this game was televised on Metro Sports Network with Harry Callis and Joe Kapp, the announcers. Harry Callis, man, what a legend he was. So anyway, Alabama scored a 7-0 lead on a Ricky Moore touchdown run. Illinois scored on a Joe Curtis touchdown run, but Mike Bass missed the extra point. I know that's not the same Mike Bass who got that touchdown in Super Bowl 7. So anyway, 7-6. Jesse Bandros got an 8-yard touchdown run off of a reverse. Illinois would rally with Tony Eason throwing a pass to Oliver Williams, touchdown pass to Oliver Williams, and then a field goal later. But touchdown Turner got the touchdown for Bama, winning 21-15. Jeremiah Castillo was named MVP for making 3 interceptions off of Eason. Well, the Tide intercepted 7 passes. And the backup quarterback's name was Chris Jenner, but not that Chris Jenner. I don't know what. I bet you that guy got badly named. He threw 3 passes, and they were all intercepted. Bear Bryant got 323 wins in his career, which was pretty impressive and all that. One of the best Liberty Bowls of all time. But of course, Bryant, with his smoking and drinking, it was bound to happen. His life was going to be hurt. You know, Bryant was 69 saying that I love it and all that. He beat Illinois in the Liberty Bowl, and then Bryant was asked what he plans to do now. He says he'll probably croak in a week because of the cardiac episodes in his body. Well, he actually failed. Well, that quote failed. However, Bryant, after passing a routine medical checkup January 24th, croaked January 25th. So 4 weeks after he made that statement, he died. He had chest pain, and then he died after suffering a massive heart attack. He was actually being prepared for an electrocardiogram. Yeah, his physician said he was amazed that Bryant could give Bama 2 national championships in his last 5 years with the team, given the poor state of his health. It was amazing. In fact, a month after his death, Bryant was actually awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Reagan. A moment of silence was held before Super Bowl 17, played 4 days after Bryant's death. So anyway, it was a bad move, but he was legend. He was a legend for Alabama. It was like amazing and all that. You know, he had the legacy for Alabama. I mean, like, gee, you really think that Alabama football would be as popular without Bear Bryant? I doubt that highly. But Bear Bryant was a legend, and don't you forget it. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.